I think on the women's side of the game, I will of course always be interested in what Serena's doing. You know, she's the biggest star in our sport. I think Simona Halep's obviously coming in on great form and great confidence, having won the French Open. Not so sure that her game is best suited to grass. I think she's obviously better on the clay and on the hard courts. On the men's side, it's hard to look past Roger Federer, just the most incredible record at Wimbledon, and has a game with so much variety and perfectly suited for grass, you know, with the slice, the accuracy of the serve and the ability to come forward whenever he wants to. Very comfortable doing that. Rafa, you're never really quite sure what to expect from Rafa in the grass season the last few years, because he takes so much out of himself in the clay season. Djokovic is starting to come into some good form again, so you never know, it could be time for him to make a run. And then Cilic, big flat shots, hard to pick off the grass, and coming in having won at Queen's, and Sasha Zverev probably the young gun to look out for. But yeah, I think on the men's side it's hard to see past Federer, and on the women's side I think anything could happen.
This for that, like, I know you didn't mention this, but do you think he's ready for Wimbledon?
I'm not sure. I think he'll have to make his mind up today, because they're making the draw tomorrow. So I think he sort of dipped his toe in the water the last couple of weeks to try and get some matches and see where his body's at. And I guess it will just depend how he feels towards the end of today, if he thinks he's ready for 5-set matches. So who knows? I think I think Wimbledon have given her a seeding of 25. I think that was a smart thing to do. I think putting her, she definitely ought to have been seeded. I mean, although she hasn't played so much since she had a baby, she has such a wonderful track record there, and more recently she made the last 16 of the French Open, so she clearly has the form to go far in the slams, even without a lot of match practice, I guess, since she came back from having her daughter. Well, when I started playing tennis, you probably had to be about 10 or 11 years old to be able to handle the racket, because they were wooden and they were heavy, and you played on a full-size court. Nowadays you can start on miniature courts with sponge balls and mini rackets, so women and girls can start much earlier. I think the tour obviously has changed a lot. It's much more professional. It's a lot more commercial as well. There's a lot more tennis on the television, so there's hugely enhanced visibility of the sport. And I think that tennis has always been very fortunate to be a global sport that is almost as much in the public eye as the men's side of it. You can't say that for too many female sports. Things that I would love to see more of would be more women coaches. The women's tour is still dominated by male coaches. I'd like to see more women in decision-making positions, because I always feel that women think and act on behalf of women. But I think there's a big groundswell around women's sport in general at the moment, and certainly a big push, I think, now from the WTA to increase the visibility and create more opportunities at grassroots, so that when you see it on the television and you want to try it, that there's somewhere for you to go to learn how to play or to help with the delivery. You know, lots of ways where women can become involved in tennis.
Getting out 20 minutes, like just telling me just something. On season, in season, you said you just have stress management and mindfulness. That's a lot to keep in mind. So, Sam, how do you a little bit of muscle to try to grow these scrawny arms?
I was going to actually ask for your friend as well, because she was really cool. Where's she gone?
She's just out there. She just went to get all the stuff off the court. She's just doing it.